Hello everyone and welcome to online session of Standard 8th History. Today we are going to start with the new chapter, that is chapter number 9, last phase of struggle for independence. Students, in previous chapter of history we studied the Indian National Congress gave up the objective of dominion status and demanded for Purna Swaraj, that is, complete independence. In December 1929, the Lahore session, presided by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, resolution of attainment of complete independence was passed by the Indian National Congress. So, students, what was the main aim of national movement? The main objective of national movement was Purna Swaraj, that is, complete independence of India. And after the resolution of complete independence was passed in the Lahore session, Mahatma Gandhi launched the civil disobedience movement. But British government responded to this movement by using inhuman oppressive methods. What is the meaning of inhuman oppressive methods? It means police used lathi charge or fire or hang to death. Such various oppressive methods were used by British police. This was the reason that in 1934 Mahatma Gandhi withdrew the civil disobedience movement. Students, now in this chapter we are going to study about the Quit India movement, underground movement, and the contribution of Indian National Army. So let us begin with the chapter. First we will learn about the Act of 1935. This act made a provision. What does provision means? Provision means law, rules, regulations. So this act means the Act of 1935 made a provision, but for whom? Who has to follow this provision? The Act of 1935 made a provision for the British governed Indian provinces and princely states. Students, see this map. This map is of pre-partition map of India. Pre-partition means before partition of India, means before independence, before 1947. See, pink color provisions were ruled by princely states and yellow color provinces were ruled by British government. So students, what was the provision? The provision was to form a federation. What they were supposed to form? To form a federation. What does federation means? Federation means forming an association, means forming a single group. The formation of a political unity means federation. A group of states that have joined together to form a single group means federation. Now, which states have to come in unity and form a single group according to the Act of 1935? British governed Indian provinces and princely states, means the Indian states which were governed by British and by the princes or kings had to form a single group, means they had to form a federation. According to this act, the working of British governed provinces and princely states will be handed over to the Indian representatives. But students, do you think that kings who were ruling the princely states will easily hand over their rule to the Indians? If the princely states join the federation, then they would lose their autonomy. Autonomy means power. Kings will lose their control or power of ruling the princely states, and hence they refused to join the federation. Therefore, the proposal of federal state in the act was not brought into practice. Means the act of 1935 was not accepted by the rulers of princely states because they didn't wanted to lose their power. Now let us learn about provincial cabinets. The Indian National Congress was not satisfied with the Act of 1935, but they still decided to take part in the elections provided by the Act of 1935. In 1937, elections were held in 11 provinces in India. In how many provinces? 11. Among these, Indian National Congress gained majority over 8 provinces and came into power. In other 3 provinces, none of the party could achieve majority and therefore mixed cabinet was formed. So students, out of 11 provinces, Indian National Congress gained majority over 8 provinces and the remaining 3 provinces could not achieve majority, therefore mixed cabinet was formed. Now, after gaining majority in the 8 provinces, the cabinet ministers of Indian National Congress did useful work for the people, such as release of political prisoners from jail. Release means to make them free. Introduction of basic education. Prohibition of liquor. Liquor means alcohol and prohibition means to put a ban. So, prohibition of liquor means to put a ban on alcohol. Measures undertaken to improve condition of the Dalits and passing of act giving debt relief to the farmers. Means making the farmers free from paying the loans. Now, next we will learn about Cripps mission. During the Second World War, England supported America against Japan. Means British supported Americans against Japan. The Japanese army reached the eastern borders of India. As British ruled India and they supported America against Japan and the Japanese army reached the eastern border of India. So, it was necessary for Britishers to convince Indians to take part in war if required. Hence, the British Prime Minister Winston Churchill sent Sir Stafford Cripps to India. In March 1942, he put up a proposal of India in front of the Indians. This proposal was only given so that British could get the support of Indians in Second World War. But none of the political party was satisfied with this proposal. The Indian National Congress rejected the proposal since there was no clear mention of complete independence in this proposal. And also there was no clear mention of creation of Pakistan. The Muslim League also rejected the Cripps mission. Second World War and Indian National Congress. The Second World War began in Europe in 1939. Lord Linlithgo declared India has joined the war on the side of the British. Who was Lord Linlithgo? Lord Linlithgo was a viceroy. And what did he declare? He declared that India has joined the war on the side of the British. Indians were not aware of this declaration. As soon as Indians realized about the claim, they granted for immediate freedom. What did they granted? Immediate independence of India. The Indian National Congress demanded that if the claim was true, then England should immediately grant freedom to India. But England refused to fulfill this demand. And therefore, the provincial ministers of Indian National Congress resigned in November 1939. Now, let us learn about Quit India movement. After the Cripps mission, the Indian National Congress decided to start an intense movement for attaining independence. And that movement was Quit India movement. Why was this movement started? Because Britishers did not granted freedom to India. The working committee of the Congress passed a resolution on 14 July 1942 at Wardha. What was this resolution? The resolution demanded that the British rule in India be ended immediately and India should be given independence. And if this demand was not fulfilled, then the Indian National Congress warned to start a non-violent movement for freedom of India. Now, let us learn about Quit India resolution. On 7th August 1942, the session of Indian National Congress was held at Kranti Maidan in Mumbai. Maulana Abul Kalam Azad was the president of this session. The British should leave India. This resolution was passed by Congress Working Committee at Wardha, was to be finally approved in the Mumbai session. On 8th August, the resolution of Quit India put forth by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru got passed with great majority. It was also decided to start a nationwide non-violent agitation under the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi said, "Every one of you should, from this moment onwards, consider yourself a free man or woman and behave like a citizen of free India. We shall either free India or die in the attempt." Gandhiji made an inspirational appeal to the public to be ready to sacrifice with the feeling of do or die. Beginning of People's Movement. Because of Quit India movement, many important leaders of Indian National Congress were arrested, due to which angrily people started processions at various places. Even though police lathi charged and opened fire on the public, but still public were not afraid. People attacked some places like police stations, prisons, railway stations, etc. They tried to take control of government offices. In Maharashtra, the young and old struggled with determination and boundless courage. This movement was carried in various parts of Maharashtra like Chimur, Ashti, Yavli, Mahad, Gargoti, etc. Inspirational accounts of brave children. The school students also contributed in the freedom movement. At Nandurbar, the school children under the leadership of Shirish Kumar carried out the procession holding the tricolor flag. The slogan of Vande Mataram was given. The police became furious and opened fire on small children as well. In this firing, Shirish Kumar, Laldas Danshuklal, Shashidhar, Gansham, these school children became martyrs. Means they sacrificed their life for the freedom of India. Individual Satyagraha. The British government was constantly neglecting the demands of complete independence, hence, the Indian National Congress decided to start anti war propaganda. For this, it was decided that instead of collective movement, every single person should disobey the laws. Single means individual. This was known as individual satyagraha. Acharya Vinoba Bhave was the first satyagrahi of individual satyagraha. He was followed by nearly 25,000 satyagrahis who accepted imprisonment for their participation. Means individual satyagraha movement was started, and in this satyagrahis were put in the prison for their participation as individual satyagrahi. Students, in next session we will learn about underground movement and the contribution of Indian National Army.